What's up YouTube? Today I thought I'd do a video on the Gsg Stg44. This one happens to be chambered in 22 long rifle. Now the original was chambered for the 7.92 by 33 Kurz. Now you may have heard this thing referred to as the MP43 or the 44. The reason for this was they're trying to hide the development of this firearm from Hitler. He wanted more machine pistols and wasn't really behind this kind of concept. Once he was proven wrong and he saw how effective this firearm really was, he changed the name to Stg44 or Stg44. Considered the grandfather of the assault rifle. This firearm was so influential, it spawned other creations similar to this kind of concept, an intermediate cartridge. Now at the moment, it's got a cheap sling on it. At some point, I want to get a surplus sling for it. Now this is actually a very well done replica of the Stg44. If you pick up this one and pick up the original, there's a lot of similarities between the two. This is 9 pounds and the original was 11. This is also cast down here, whereas the original was stamped steel. Now what I think is really cool about this firearm is they even have the full auto button molded into the side. Now it's not a functioning button, but that's how you would select between full auto and semi-auto on the original Stg44. Now unlike the original Stg44, this is not functioning. You can't twist this off, it's just molded into it to give the same look as the original. This is just a blowback, simple 22. Now on my firearm, you can tell where the different metals were used. Right here looks brand new, but on the casting, it's starting to fade differently. So it starts to look different on certain parts of the gun. Disassembly of this firearm is very easy, very similar to the original. You take out this cross pin right here, pull that out, and unlike the original Stg44, the spring is captive in here. Originally, you'd pull this out and you'd pull out your whole recoil spring. But it's held in there by the lower. So while you're hinging this down like this, that spring is going to come out. You just let it out, pull this piece out, pull this one out, and then you got a little spacer in here. Pull that guy out, and the bolt comes out. Very similar to a 22 conversion for a full-size AR-15. It's all self-contained. Now what I really like about this replica is all the wood on this firearm is real. It's got the same storage compartment on the back. I really do like that. They didn't cheap out and get synthetic or something. The safety's in the same place. You push down for safe, up for fire. Now one other difference between this and the original is the charging handle. Now, of course, it's not going to go back as far as the original Stg44, but it also turns up, so you can lock the bolt back. Now, the mag release is right by the magazine on the left side. It has the same type of adjustments, with the exception of the windage. You can change the windage back here instead of the front sight. So, to change the windage, you pull this out and turn. Very simple. This is a very reliable firearm, and I have very few complaints, but I do have one big complaint with this firearm, and that is the cheap polymer magazine it comes with. They made the effort to make this firearm out of metal, but went with a cheap polymer magazine. Now, on most 22 rifles, it's not a big deal to have a polymer magazine. Actually, for AR-15s, I prefer the P-mags. But when you're replicating something like this from the 40s and you use something polymer, I think that's wrong. I think that's stupid because they wouldn't have had anything like this back then. Now I get it. If it was too expensive to ship out these rifles with these being metal, I get that. But at least offer them online. Have somewhere you can buy these 22 magazines that are made out of metal, but they don't. I can't find any anywhere. So that's one big thing I don't like about it. And also, all the issues I've had with this firearm have been with this magazine. The rounds will get stuck inside the magazine below the top of the mag so that the rounds won't feed. I mean, there's nothing to feed. It was a simple thing to get rid of. I mean, you pull it out and you slap the back and they'd pop up. Now recently my buddy Alex was messing with this magazine and he was pulling down on this little tab right here. This would pull down on the follower and it would also tell you how many rounds are in the magazine. But he was pulling down on this tab and I guess he let it slam up and it actually broke it. Now this would also function as a bolt stop, so now that it's broken, it doesn't stop the bolt. So go for it. It has not had one issue, it's not gotten stuck in the magazine one time. I think it's hilarious that something breaking on a firearm has been a positive. I like how there is a recoil to it, but just enough to know that there's no recoil. You know, a lot of times when you get these 22 replicas, they're problematic. Like my Uzi, it barely even works. But this thing works flawlessly, and the funny part is since this tab broke, it has not jammed. Me and John went and shot this thing and had zero malfunction.
Yay. This thing is so much fun. I love it.
Now what's really cool about this firearm is it doesn't look like a 22. A lot of people, myself included, don't like the looks of a dinky 22. And especially children. If you wanted to get a kid into firearms, I think they would be more likely to want to shoot this than a 1022. This thing looks awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tell me down below if you'd like to see more videos like this or what you'd like to see in future videos. And stay tuned, there's gonna be a lot of cool stuff coming up in the future. I'm a man round. I make your fun go away. Yay! You jackass.